All right, a couple things to talk about. This Friday is the due date for everything. So for those of you that are working on kind of retests and what have you, and it's still open. I got an email today. The email may have came before today, but saying like, is it too late? Nope, it's not too late. But after Friday it is. So if that's something that you want to do, you need to get on it. We also, teachers are a little bit kind of on their own with respect to collecting textbooks. So I wanted to find out from you guys, is there a method or anything? Because the way I'm thinking it, I don't really need to schedule, but I'm happy to meet you out front, like not when and where, it'll be here at school, whenever you can come by. Just give me a little bit of a heads up and then I can meet you outside. So you don't got to come in and go through the COVID screening stuff and whatever. I'll just meet you outside, hand over the textbook and say have a happy summer. If you can somehow or have any desire to like bring somebody else's textbooks in as well with you, then that would be cool too. Sadie, you got a question?
Yeah, biology students will be coming into school on like the 22nd or something to return or to hand in assignments.
Okay.
So we can probably give our books then if that
Awesome.
works.
Yeah. Well, and if you're coming in for something else already, then totally, yeah, bring your textbook in. And even if like it'll get to me, but what I'm saying is, and I don't mean to make work for Mrs. Luloff, but if you're going in for bio, you can drop your textbook off there, or she'll tell you where to put it. Maybe she'll just tell you to walk over here and give it to me, but whichever. Yeah, that would totally work. I'm totally fine with that. But it is kind of up to you guys because you have them, so you'll have to figure out a way to bring them. Anybody kind of foresee any problems with that? Granted, Ada knows where I live, so she could probably drop my textbook off in my mailbox if she wants. That sounds weird. I'm just going to explain that. Her sister was doing a fundraiser, and so I bought a bunch of cinnamon buns and stuff, so they dropped them off. So that's what that means. Anybody have any issues or see any problems? Granted, Nathan lives really close to me too. I'm sure most of you do. I live relatively close to the elementary. Anybody have any questions or problems regarding textbooks? Because that will be on you, and if we don't get them within a certain amount of time, then they will stop you from getting your report card. And so you'll have to pay a fee or bring the textbook in before you get your report card. And if that doesn't happen kind of, quickly, then you'll have to wait till the end of summer kind of a thing. So stay on that, pretty please. Thoughts, comments, questions? Are we okay with that? All right. Oh, did I see? Oh, Ada just changed her name. All right. So let's look at something else here. So what are we going to do with, let me just change something here in attendance. What are we doing next? Well, I'll show you next. It's June 14th. What are we going to start now? All right. Well, I'll show you. Okay, so in normal times, we would do a problem of the week, any full week, which we've never had this year. I would give this out on a Monday and it would be due on Friday. I don't need to go into any other details about that routine, but basically you get a non-routine problem. So for this one, for example, it says, when 3 consecutive integers are added, the total is 27. What is the result when the same 3 integers are multiplied? Now, this is called non-routine problem solving. Some of you will see right away kind of a way to go about it. Some of the questions are different, like the one I'm actually giving you is going to be a bit harder than this. Sometimes you'll need to draw a picture. Sometimes you'll need to make a chart. Sometimes you'll need to move things around physically. Sometimes it's guess and check. This is kind of a guess and check one. There's lots of different ways to do it. So with this one, you might start kind of just trying 3 different numbers. 3 consecutive integers, when you add them up, it's 27. Well, 1, 2, and 3, that adds up to 6. That's not going to work. So 10, 11, 12, that adds up to 33. So it's a little high. So you play around with it and you'll see that it's 8, 9, and 10. 8 plus 9 plus 10 consecutive means in a row. 8 plus 9 plus 10 equals 27. So I just got some notification. We got a chat notification. We have this week and next, we're going to do 2 of these. So we're going to do one today and one Wednesday, and then we're not doing anything next week. So you're going to get 2 of these. You're going to get the first and the last instead of 14 or whatever from the year. So the 3 consecutive integers is 8, 9, and 10. Now, but notice the question is asking what is the result when they are when the same 3 integers are multiplied. So 8 times 9 times 10, that's 720. People who put 720 and just and hand that in, that's a 0. That's incomplete. Look at the little rubric here. Do you have the correct answer? So 720, yeah, that's important. Have you shown proof that your answer is correct and that you understand it? That's where the bulk of the importance happens. It shows that maybe you've got a couple places where you've written down 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, whatever, and you cross those out because it doesn't work. As you work on this, don't cross out the bad stuff. Sorry, cross it out, but don't erase it. I want to see that you've taken some steps. Some of you will land on the right answer right away, and that's fine. But I want to see the work. Okay, so even if it led you nowhere, you found one way that it doesn't work. So leave that work shown. What was I going to say? Show the proof and your answer is correct, that you understand it. And is your presentation and solution clear? Make it clear, like a kind of a final statement. The answer is 720 or what have you. Don't just make me look through it and try and figure out where the heck, oh, here, this must be it because it's the right answer, even though nothing points to it or anything. Make it clear, okay? So you need the right answer, you need to show your work, and it needs to be clear. Now, there's a couple italicized parts underneath. If any of these things is not done properly, the whole thing could be incomplete. And it says work that is incomplete by the due date without a valid reason is incomplete and will not be accepted. And of course, don't copy. Any thoughts, comments, questions? Now, again, we aren't doing many of these. We're only doing 2, so you won't have a whole lot of time to kind of see and practice and whatever. But do know with non-routine problem solving, ants in my office. With non-routine problem solving, sometimes you'll see the question and you'll be like, man, I don't have a clue how to do this. That to me is a good way to start. That means that I've given a decent question. It shouldn't be impossible, but if it's instantly, if you look at it and you go instantly, oh, I know what this is, kind of like this question, this one's pretty straightforward, then it's not a good question if I've done that. I want you to kind of wrestle a little bit. So I'll show you the question for this week just to see if there's any questions or anything, and then it's assigned. What is the number halfway between 1/10 and 1/12? That's your assignment. That's your question. So as I'm sure you probably would understand that you can't see the answer right away. You're gonna have to work with it. You're gonna have to try some things out. But that's it. If there are no questions, you're good to go. This is due just before Wednesday's class. I want to double check. I'm starting to wonder if I put the date in right. So it's due just before Wednesday's class. If I don't get it before class starts, then I won't accept it. So know that. Questions? If there aren't any, you're free to go.
I have a question.
Is this like, should I keep the recording going or no?
No, you don't.